The most successful business that I ever launched was in the dog sitting industry. I was able to make up to 3.2 thousand euros a month selling at 20 euros an hour, which in the US would have been the equivalent of 6.4 thousand a month because I could have sold my services for twice as much. Now, I want to share with you in this video the knowledge that I have gained about this industry because I truly believe that anyone can find success within it, with the only necessity being that you need to love animals, and number two, you need to be in shape to some extent, because some days get pretty intense and you may have to walk up to 10 miles. Therefore, you don't have to be a super athlete, but at least some level of exercise needs to be incorporated in your routine. Otherwise, you could just take less dogs at the beginning while you prepare your physique for such a job. Now, I truly believe that this is a great opportunity, whether you want to launch a side hustle or if you're looking to develop a proper business, because dog sitting can easily fill up your entire day. So without wasting any more time, let's see which are actually the best ways to get clients within this industry. So in understanding the best marketing strategy to build a successful local business, always keep in mind that in fact it's a local business. Therefore, do not overestimate the power of social media and never underestimate the power of local physical advertising. Now, the thing that has helped me out the most, in fact, is hanging on dog parks advertising posters that I used to build on Canva, print, and then put there for every owner to see. This was the thing that has brought me the biggest amount of clients compared to all the other options. Now, the second best way that I have found myself getting clients for my dog sitting business was through dog sitting platforms, especially rover.com. The first two clients of mine were actually found on this platform before I started to do the actual physical business that I was just talking about. Now, on these platforms, it's crucial to have a perfect profile because it needs to transfer a great level of confidence on your side in terms of your abilities to work with the animals, but most importantly, you need to seem as trustworthy as possible because it's the factor that makes the difference when a dog owner is choosing between one dog sitter and another. Now, on third place, we have flyers distribution. When I was working on my dog sitting business, I have distributed about 8,000 flyers, which have only landed me 2 clients, but with these 2 clients, I've managed to get an incredible ROI on the cost of these 8,000 flyers. Now imagine if you can only get 4 or 5, I guarantee you that there is a great opportunity as well with this advertising method. Now let's jump immediately to number 4, which is word of mouth. This becomes especially powerful once you have had some clients, because obviously at the beginning there's not many owners going to be talking about you in your city, but once you have had those first 4, 5 or 6 clients, some are going to come by themselves without you needing to invest in other advertising. And only at number 5 I put social media. Maybe it's because I weren't able to use it the best possible way for my business, so it's something more personal. Perhaps you are better in using it, but again, in my experience, it's the method that has helped me the least in getting clients for my dog sitting business. I only managed to get 1, even though I had more than 1,000 followers, so it wasn't really a newly built profile that I was using to advertise my services. But again, perhaps it was on me and you can actually make it work better. I'm just sharing with you my experience in this type of business. Now that you know how I have gained all of my clients for my dog sitting business, let's see which are actually the details that made the difference and that are going to make the difference for you between whether you're going to build a successful dog sitting business as well or an average one, or even worse, a dog sitting business that is not going to last long. Now at number 1, and I want to emphasize this as much as I can, is to get a dog trainer certification. This is going to make all the difference for your business. You will be able to price your services higher, you will be able to actually deliver better services, and more importantly, you're also going to be able to get a lot of clients compared to all of your competitors. This is the trick that is going to kill the competition for you. A dog trainer offering dog sitting services has always more clients than any other dog sitter, because you're going to be much more trustworthy, you're going to appear as incredibly professional for what you actually offer. So tip number 2 that has helped me out a lot in getting a lot of leads is to offer the first walk for free. Now this may not always be the first walk for free, sometimes it's just a meeting, but anyways, you have to offer the first encounter with the potential client for free. This is crucial because it kills the entire risk on the side of the client, so the owner is not going to be worried about the fact that he is going to have to pay you, even if then he ends up hiring someone else. Now the third and final detail that made the difference for my successful dog sitting business was to have a website. Having a website has worked as a great lead magnet because a lot of visitors of my site actually ended up submitting a form. This probably happened because I have a website that made me look like a professional, and even more importantly, as I already said when we were talking about the online dog sitting platforms, I seemed like a trustworthy individual that knows his job well. Now I also actually am that individual, because it's also important to then be able to deliver high-level services. So really consider about getting a website, especially if it's a good one. If you have a shit website, actually write it down below in the comments, because I will build one for you for free, because I love my beautiful viewers. Now with this being said, let's actually see why I stopped developing my dog sitting business. So I actually tried to expand my dog sitting business by hiring other dog sitters that were supposed to help me out with walking the dogs of my clients, but it pretty quickly turned out to be a bad idea, because the margins that I would have on the walks that the dog sitters were taking were exceptionally low, meaning that the effort to program everything and organize the company wasn't really worth it. Now it could make sense to keep going in this business if you're going to get a facility, because at that stage you will be able to implement different strategies that can actually turn out being successful for your business. With this being said, I also stopped developing because I had other opportunities, since right after I figured out the situation within this type of business, I launched ulexiteai.com, which is my website development agency with AI integrations. Therefore, I also was incentivized to take the decision to stop building the dog sitting business even more, but still keep in mind that without getting a facility, you're going to either have low margins when developing even further with getting other people to help you out, or just stay solo. So with this being said, I really hope you enjoyed this video. This is a topic that I'm really passionate about, because it's the first business that allowed me to make some money, and it actually made me more money than I could ever imagine within this industry. Therefore, let me know down below in the comments if you need more advice to get started, and I'll see you in the next one.